All right, folks, we are live. We are a little bit early. We are doing a little bit of a favor here for the Hemingford Public Schools. They normally broadcast these events, but they are having technical difficulties, and so we will bring you the first part, or what's left of the first part of this triangular between, and this is the first game between Hemingford, or the first match between Hemingford and Kimball. And so with just a little bit of work here, we're set up and ready to go. For those of you who are tuned in, that's probably not very many of you just at this point yet, but Hemingford did win the first set, 25-16, and they now lead this best-of-3 match 1-0. And let's see, I think we've had it probably on mute the whole time. We've been having a good old time up here, folks. I apologize. We've had this thing on mute the entire time, but we've been getting a little bit of practice here. Well, for those of you Hemingford Bobcat fans tuned in, we're glad to have you along. Apologize for having the thing on mute. This is what happens when you're in the first match of the season and trying to get the kinks worked out. But you missed a fantastic second set there as Kimball able to even this match at one set apiece. It was exciting. And now we head to set number 3, tied at 1 set apiece. For those of you tuning in, glad to have you along with us. The Hemingford broadcast crew having technical difficulties that they could not surmount here this afternoon, and so we are glad to step in, and hadn't planned on bringing you this first match between Kimball and Hemingford, but glad to be able to do that for you here this afternoon. Well, Hemingford easily won the first set 25-16. They came out and spotted Kimball a 5-0 lead in the second set, and they were able to come back and tie it several times, but could never get completely over the top. Never did have the lead in that second set. And finally ended up losing 25-22. And now we'll head to set number 3. Is this to 15? This is to 25 too, isn't it? In these triangulars, I think. Trying to remember how everything works as we got to get our head back around volleyball just a little bit. I believe in a triangular setting, this third set is also to 25. I don't think we play just a 15 here. So very glad to have you along with us here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Stick with us. We will have all of today's action. Kimball and Hemingford starting things off. Then we'll have Kimball and Gordon-Rushville in the second match of the day. And then the nightcap, Gordon-Rushville and Hemingford. So we're ready to get set number 3 underway. Our referee's doing the lineup check here. Hemingford will have the serve. Hemingford will have the serve to start things off in this third set. So this will be Storm Jesperson back to serve to start things off for Hemingford in this third set, tied at 1 set apiece. And this, the rubber match, or the rubber set of this first match, as the case may be. And we are just about ready to get things underway. Jesperson puts it into play. Good serve that time. And Greenwood on the attack. The left side they go. Gasling, big swing and right down to the floor. That's a quick kill by Lauren Gasling, and Hemingford not going to let happen what happened in the last set. They're out quickly 1-0. Gave up 5 straight points to start the second set. Deep middle serve by Jesperson that time, and it'll be a free ball sent across to the Bobcats. Stewart sets it up, left side, Gasling, big swing through the blockers, off the defenders, and out of bounds for another kill. Second kill of the set for Gasling, and they lead 2-0. Besecker with the receive here in the middle for the attack. Kimball, but dug out nicely, and now we're going to have a 2-hit violation, double contact. And Kimball on the board now 1-0. Madison Wynn back to serve for the Kimball Longhorns. Stewart pops it up. Gasling just clears the net. Finds its way home. 3-1 Hemingford. Now Kyla Walker Wynn sets it for Greenwood. The defense is there now. Gasling. And Greenwood again on the attack. A quick tip that time, but Kimball was ready. Tipped across into the net, and that'll be a Kimball point. And I believe, let's see, confusion here on the Kimball side as to who should serve. They finally decide that that will be Kirsten Anderson, the libero, back to serve. Bobcats lead at 3-2. Third set. Free ball across by Gasling. They'll go in the middle this time, blocked. But it comes down on the Bobcats side. Not a good pass that time, in the net. And we are tied at 3. The Bobcats look sharp coming out the first few points, but Kimball able to get themselves back into it. Still in the early going of the third set. That serve right on the end line. And for the first time in the third set, Kimball has the lead at 4-3. Anderson back to serve again. Drops that one in for an ace. Good serve that time by the senior libero. And now a 2-point Kimball advantage. Down the line with that one. Stewart sets it up. Gasling with the attack. Not able to get a whole lot on that one. Greenwood this time. Big swing. And that one's into the stands for another Kimball point. It's now 6-3. Now a substitution for the Bobcats as Walker's going to come out. And Caitlin Varner, a 5'8" sophomore, comes into the Bobcat lineup into the back row. Hemingford trying to find some way to change things up and get a little momentum. That serve was where they intended for Gasling to be, but she did not get the memo. It sails out of bounds. It's now 7-3. Kind of a shoot set to the left side that time. Nobody home. Middle attack this time, but that one's out of bounds. So Hemingford really completely out of sync here. They trail at 8-3, and they're going to call a timeout and talk things over, try and stop some of this Kimball Longhorn momentum. Third set, Hemingford trails by 5 at 8-3. Again, glad to have all of you along with us. Glad that we could help you out here and give those of you tuning in to watch the Hemingford Bobcats a little bit of a look at this first match of the season. So the pep talk by Coach Rowland is over. It sends them back out onto the floor and see what they can do here. Bobcats trail by 5, 8-3 in the third set. And we've got a reserve here. Not sure that everybody was quite ready. Now we've got the go-ahead, and Anderson lines it up, ready to put this one back into play. This will be Jesperson from the back row. We'll go in the middle this time. Stewart sets it for Gasling. Not a good set that time. Gasling able to get up, sent it over with two hands, but found the open spot on the floor, gets the kill. It's 8-4. That's her third of the set. Caitlin Fritzler comes out of the Bobcat lineup. It's right side set for Greenwood. That one was beyond the end line, played by the Bobcats unsuccessfully, and it's 9-4. Greenwood got a little bit more on that one than she intended, but it worked out for her. 9-4, and now Greenwood back to serve for Kimball. Tough serve receive that time. Gasling from the right side. That one off of Wynn and out of bounds. Fourth kill for Gasling. It's 9-5. 5 points for the Bobcats, and Gasling has 4 of them. This will be a free ball across to the Bobcats. Stewart sets it up. This is Jesperson from that left side. Tried that off speed again. Tipped over. Jesperson again goes to the back middle. Biesecker sends it right back. Jesperson with another swing, and that one's not coming back. Anderson tried to track it down, but too far into the bleachers. Comes up limping just a little bit. Maybe got in just a little bit too close. 9-6, back to a 3-point lead. Gasling back to serve. And that is an ace serve by Gasling. Cuts that lead to 2 at 9-7. And this is how that entire second set felt. Bobcats got close but couldn't quite finish the deal, and that serve is out of bounds. 10-7. And now Megan Spicer back to serve as Emma Martin comes back into the lineup for Kimball. Spicer started that serve, then held up, and we've got a timeout called on the floor. Just before she put the hand to it, timeout called by the Kimball coaches. 10-7, third set. It's been entertaining the whole way. Kimball with 1 timeout left. Libero Anderson comes back in. Dinged herself up just a little bit, going for that ball out of bounds, but looks to be fine now. So this will be Spicer to serve. Kimball with a 3-point advantage. Gasling takes it. They send it across. Wynn sets Biesecker. That one is long, but played by the libero. Here's Jesperson. That's off the blocker. Spicer sets it up into the middle, and that one into the net. And that was Jaden Paxton on the attack. Put that one into the net, and it's a 2-point advantage. Walker back into the match in place of Caitlin Varner for the Bobcats. Stewart back to serve. Good serve by Stewart that time. Punched right back across at the net by the Bobcats. Here's Biesecker, big swing. We'll go across for Jesperson. Drops it into the middle of the defense for the point. And we're back within 1 at 10-9. Bobcats trailed by 5 earlier in this set. Close that gap to 1 at 10-9. High set, or serve this time. Biesecker on the attack. Off the blocker and out of bounds. Tooled the block well that time. Got just enough of it to send that ball out of bounds where nobody could get to it. And it's an 11-9 advantage. And now Jaden Paxton back to serve. A left-handed serve that time. Across for Storm Jesperson. And misfired on that one. Think she was trying that off-speed attack again to get it just over the blockers and whiffed just a little bit out of bounds. 12-9. This will be Gasling from the back row. Got a lot on it, punched across. Bobcats right back to work. Here's Jesperson. Drops it in again. That one finds the floor. Good effort that time by Greenwood. Jesperson with the kill. And it's 12-10. And now back to serve is Glendy. That one not even close. Into the net just barely. 13-10. Glendy back out. And Chancellor, the libero, back in. Here's Biesecker. That one just did stay inside the antenna. Bobcats get a break. Jesperson on the attack, but dug out nicely. Here's Greenwood on the attack, all the way back across on the pass. Kimball sets it up again. This is Greenwood into the net. Caught the tape, and down it comes. 13-11. Greenwood had a good swing, but she had a big blocker right in her grill and got a little bit too much tape that time. Oh, this is Jesperson. Bobcats trying to close this 2-point gap. There'll be Greenwood. This one up and over this time. Stewart across. And that one finds the floor in a hurry by Lauren Gasling. Kill number 5 in the set. And it's a 1-point advantage now by the Kimball Longhorns. So a very effective timeout. Bobcats have found a little bit of something. And they've clawed their way back. They trail by 1. Good low serve that time. They'll try the left side. This is Greenwood. Off balance shot, but able to tool the block out of bounds. Advantage Kimball. And Wynn back to serve. And both of these teams back to the start of their rotation here. Stewart across for Gasling. Big swing and another kill. Number 6 by Gasling. And back within 1 they come. Kyla Walker back to serve. Lauren Gasling has been absolutely unstoppable in this third set. Here's Greenwood. And that one ate up Jesperson. She couldn't play it cleanly and then couldn't get out of the way. 15-13. And now Anderson. Well, back into the lineup for the Longhorns is number 9, Jaden Paxton. They'll sat Gasling again. And not quite a kill that time. That was close. She has been devastating in this third set. And that one, there was a touch, they say, and another kill. By my count, that is number 7. And back within 1 again are the Bobcats. Wynn sets it in the middle for Spicer. And that one not played well that time by Walker. And another point for Kimball Longhorns. Two teams trading points here. Hemingford not able to get over the top. A long run up by Greenwood. Drops that serve in nicely. Joust at the net. And dropped in there that time by Paxton. 3-point advantage. 17-14. Deciding set of this best of 3 match. Gasling sends it over. We'll try Biesecker from the left side. Off the blocker and down it goes. And now a 4-point advantage for the Kimball Longhorns. Oh, Greenwood all the way back with that big run on the serve. Lets this one fly. That an overpass and slam to the floor that time by Megan Spicer. And now a 5-point advantage, and the Bobcats are in trouble here. They trail at 19-14. as we work our way into the later stages of this third set. They fell behind early, but got themselves back into it. Kimball has been able to stretch that lead out, and they now hold a 19-14 advantage. The Bobcats back out on the floor. Bobcats out of timeouts. 19-14. Greenwood with the serve for Kimball. Neither team has been able to make a big run in this third set. And that one in the net. And that mountain just got a little bit taller. 20-14. That serve is wide and out of bounds. They do the Bobcats a favor here, but they trail by 5, 20-15. Lauren Gasling back to serve. Now that is an ace serve by Lauren Gasling. And now the lead is 4. The Bobcats need to do something they haven't done yet this afternoon. That's put a big string of points together all in a row here. They'll set it across for Jesperson. Big swing. Anderson with the dig, gets out of the way, and it'll be a free ball across to the Bobcats. They go to work quickly. Stewart back across for Jesperson. Off the blocker, and down it goes. 20-17. Biesecker was there, but couldn't get enough of it to keep it off the floor. Gasling with another serve. Down the sideline, that one goes tight to the net. And they're going to say no net violation. Wasn't sure if one of the Bobcats had got into the net. They'll say no, and it's a 2-point advantage, 20-18. Wynn sets it left side for Biesecker. Big swing that time. Stewart sets it up. Gasling from the back row. And that's a kill for Lauren Gasling. Is that 7 or is that 8? It's a bunch. 1-point game here. Hemingford right back in it. And Kimball will use their second timeout. We've got a match here, folks. Third set. And a 1-point lead for the Kimball Longhorns at 20-19. Glad to have all of you along here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Always a pleasure to come down here to Hemingford to start our broadcast season. Fantastic facilities, great internet. We never have to worry about broadband width, and we really appreciate that. And the hospitality, as always, is second to none. So very, very glad to be here, and glad to bring you this first match of the day. So here's Gasling. Puts this one into play. Not handled well on that serve receive. They're able to get it across. They'll find Jesperson left side. Greenwood digs it out. Into the middle they try this time, off the Hemingford block. Back across for Jesperson. Quick tip this time. The Bobcats are ready. Jesperson up and over and can't quite get enough. They got themselves out of system just a little bit. And now it's a 2-point Kimball advantage, 21-19. Neither team with a timeout here. Megan Spicer on the serve, and that one is long. 21-20. And back to serve is Josie Stewart, 5'4" senior setter. Sets it up and puts it into play. Wynn will go left side for Biesecker. Into the middle they go this time. Maybe a little miscommunication. Biesecker comes up, but the Bobcats are able to keep it alive. Jesperson down the line towards the corner, can't get it to fall. Into the middle with the Kimball attack. Jesperson again. Quick tip this time, and the Bobcats are up to the challenge again. Good rally here. Biesecker off the top of the net and can't quite dig it out. 22-20. Well, these two teams are very evenly matched. So Jaden Paxton back to serve. Big jump serve that time. Here's Gasling from the back row. Two hands pushes it across. And the free ball across to Hemingford. Stewart bumps this one up. Jesperson's going to have to push that one across. Into the middle this time. And the attack finds the back deep corner. Nicely played that time by Glendy. Knew exactly where she was going. And now Hemingford trails 22-21. Mackenzie Glendy back to serve. Caitlin Fritzler back into the front line. And that serve is long. And out of bounds, 23-21. Biesecker back to serve for Kimball. Good serve by Biesecker, not handled well on the serve receive. And Hemingford able to get it across. Here's Greenwood on the attack. That pass all the way across. Greenwood puts that one to the floor. Gasling can't dig it out. And this will be match point, 24-21. Biesecker back to serve, match point for the Kimball Longhorns. And that will finish it off on the ace serve by Biesecker. So congratulations to the Kimball Longhorns. They take this first match of the Triangular 2-1. They drop the first set 25-16. They come back and win the final two sets 25-22 and 25-21. Thanks for joining us as we will reset and get ready for the second match of the night, as we will have Kimball and Gordon-Rushville coming up next here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. All right, so just a little bit of housekeeping here. The screen's going to look a little weird. We got to format a memory card so that we can record this for the Gordon-Rushville coaches. So bear with us. We'll be right back to broadcast here in just a minute or two. Well, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. 14 minutes to the opening serve in this second match of the Triangular. This match between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Kimball Longhorns. Kimball victorious over the home team Hemingford Bobcats in the first match of the day, 2-1. A very competitive, closely played match. For those of you who are along to catch the tail end of that, thanks for joining us. And now we were kind of just filling in there. Hemingford's broadcast crew had some technical difficulties that they couldn't get around, and so glad to be able to step in and do that for the Hemingford folks who are wanting to watch. But we are just about ready to get things underway here, 13 minutes away from the opening serve between Gordon-Rushville and Kimball. And so now we get to do this for real, and so folks, make sure you're going to hear this a whole lot over the broadcast season, but it's important because these folks have made it possible for us to be down here this afternoon and to make all of these road trips. We've got some super long road trips for the football program this fall. Partner sponsors this season, we have 4 of them. Modern Farm Equipment, Hins Home Furnishings, Farmers Co-op, and Gordon Memorial Health Services. And so thanks so much to those 4 partner sponsors for helping us to really do what we do. Other sponsors, and there will be more, but throughout the season. Other sponsors this season, First National Bank of Gordon, Gordon True Value, Hub International, Gardner, Lautzenheiser and Ryan, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, and Strong Insurance. And, of course, the Sheridan County Journal-Star, your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. So 12 minutes away, we're going to step down and get a look at some lineup cards and be back with volleyball action in about 12 minutes from now. Thanks for joining us here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net.
There is a new world out there,
We got some commercials.
revealing itself in unpredictable ways. A world that demands more from the land and those who grow, farm, and build on it. This new world calls for the ingenuity to get more out of it, while preserving as much as we can. After all, to stay ahead of tomorrow, we need to be equipped for it today.
You okay?
What happened?
Dad kind of walked into my swing.
Huh? Don't you mean Dad kind of ruined our Hawaii fund?
I should go to the hospital.
There goes the airfare. I don't think health insurance will cover all of that.
That's not fun.
Without that cash from
Aflac!
we might have to choose between Hawaii or your face.
Hawaii.
Huh?
Oh, Hawaii.
You might have less coverage than you think. Visit Aflac.com and keep your lifestyle healthy.
Aflac!
Hin's Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hin's Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
About 4.5 minutes left to go before we get this match underway between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Kimball Longhorns. Maiden voyage of the season for us, and so bear with us as we work through whatever hiccups we may have. A whole new, well, not whole new, but a newer group of sponsors this season. 4 partner sponsors. Be sure to say thanks to our partner sponsors, Modern Farm Equipment, Hin's Home Furnishings, Farmers Co-op, and Gordon Memorial Health Services. Other sponsors this season, the First National Bank of Gordon, Gordon True Value, Hub International, Gardner, Lautzenheiser and Ryan, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, and Strong Insurance. Being the first time out of the gate, we are not quite as prepared as we would really like to be, and so we don't really have full, we'll call it a blurb, but we don't have blurbs for each one of those yet. But we will have those for tomorrow night's football action, as the Mustangs will host the Chadron Cardinals in homecoming action right out of the gate this season. The rival Chadron Cardinals come to town, and the Mustangs host them on homecoming night from Gordon. We'll be there to have all of the action. I believe game time set for 7 p.m., and we'll have the action along with all of the halftime festivities and the coronation of the homecoming queen and all of the pomp and circumstance that goes along with that. We certainly hope that you will join us tomorrow night. Let's take a look at starters for tonight's action. First for the Kimball Longhorns, starters number 1 is Madison Wynn. Number 8, Megan Spicer. Number 9 is Jaden Paxton. Number 12 is Sydney Biesecker. Number 13 is Emma Martin. And number 21 is Jenna Greenwood. For the 2018 version of the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs, starters tonight, number 1, Jayla Bramer. Number 4 is Callie Schultz. Number 5, Sierra Garrett. Number 6, Key Lovell. Number 8 is Faith Bramer. And number 10, Grace Anderson. Now, these Mustangs were a very, very young outfit a year ago. Still a lot of youth out there on the floor, and so looking for big things here in 2018, and really great to have Faith Bramer back on the floor for the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs as we start this season. Under 2 minutes to go. We're going to step aside one last time quickly, and we're going to get ready for volleyball action here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are just about ready to get this one underway from Hemingford. Second match of today's triangular, the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Kimball Longhorns.
Second matchup tonight between the visiting Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and on the scoreboard, the home team.
And I do have to apologize, we do not have a good external microphone set up this evening, and so we can't really let you hear those introductions of the starting lineups, but we'll go along with them for you. Number 1 is Jayla Bramer. And number 4 is Callie Schultz. Number 5 is Sierra Garrett. Number 6, Key Lovell. Number 8 is Faith Bramer. And number 10, Grace Anderson. The libero this afternoon for the Mustangs, number 16, Beth Bragg. And for the Kimball Longhorns, starters for the Longhorns, number 1 is the setter, Madison Wynn. Number 8 is Megan Spicer. Number 9 is Jaden Paxton. Number 12, Sydney Biesecker. Number 13, Emma Martin. Number 21 is Jenna Greenwood. And the libero this afternoon, number 28, that is Kirsten Anderson. Well, Kimball won the opening match of this triangular, defeating the home team Hemingford Bobcats 2-1. If any of you caught the tail end of that, it was a fantastic match. Very, very closely played by two very evenly matched teams. We are ready for volleyball action here as we get the season underway here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. So very, very glad to have each and every one of you here along with us this afternoon. Kimball on the right side of your screen in the white tops, black shorts. Mustangs on the left, white tops and blue shorts. Ready to get this one underway. Madison Wynn back to serve it up to start things for the Kimball Longhorns. Wynn puts it in the air. puts hand to leather, and away we go. Grace Anderson sets it up. This is Garrett with the big swing, back middle. Kimball able to dig it out, miss hit there, and the Mustangs out in front 1-0. Should introduce the rest of my broadcast team. Behind the camera this afternoon, my lovely and talented wife, Jean Anderson, and our broadcast engineer this afternoon is Berkeley Haig. Grace Anderson puts this one into play. Deep pass that time. Pushed over by the Longhorns, and Mustangs go to work. Here's Key Lovell. Slaps that one across. Greenwood on the attack, and that one, they're going to say one of the Mustangs was in the net. That'll be Lovell in the net that time for the violation. We are tied at 1. So going back to serve, this will be Kirsten Anderson. Line drive serve that time taken by Schultz. Across to Garrett. That one in the net, just a little too deep. It's 2-1 Kimball. Misfire on the serve that time, and so Anderson will regroup. And that one's in the net. Couldn't quite get things set the way that she wanted to that time, and ends up with the service error. Tied at 2, Key Lovell back to serve for the Mustangs. Lovell with that jump serve, high arcing serve, comes down. Wynn with the set to the left side. Finds the hole in the defense. Garrett able to keep it alive, but out of bounds. 3-2 Kimball. And now Greenwood back to serve. Jenna Greenwood for the Kimball Longhorns. She takes a big run up for that serve. Cuts it loose and drops it in. Here's Anderson with the set. Into the middle for Jayla Bramer. Into the deep corner it goes. Drops it in for the kill. And we are tied at 3. Now Sierra Garrett back to serve. Faith Bramer comes back into the lineup, into the front row. Garrett with a good deep serve that time. Wynn's going to have to pop that one up, and it'll be not sent across by Biesecker into the net, and the Mustangs out in front 4-3. Biesecker caught in between a free ball and trying to put something on it and put it right into the net. Garrett with another good serve that time. Paxton able to get it across. Mustangs trying to go quickly here. This is Schultz with a big swing that time. Dug out by the libero. That's Anderson. And another one into the net. That's Wynn this time. And the Mustangs out in front 5-3. There we go. The scoreboard here in the gym was a little bit off. 5-3. Mustangs now lead it by 2. And there's an ace serve that time by Sierra Garrett. Dropped it right in between 2 Kimball Longhorns. And it's a 6-3 Mustang lead. Garrett ready to put it into play again. Greenwood with a pass really tight to the net that time. They'll be able to get it across. That was a good job that time by Jaden Paxton. Able to bail the Longhorns out after that bad pass. It's now 6-4. And now Megan Spicer back to serve. This is Bragg taking it. Over the top it goes. Grace Anderson with a quick tip off the fingertips of Biesecker and down to the floor. 7-4. So now Maddie Schmidt comes in for Anderson. And Jayla Bramer back to serve. Jayla winds it up and turns it loose. Wynn nowhere to go with that. And one of the Mustangs in the net. I think that was Faith Bramer who got in the net on that joust attempt that time. It was not a good pass. But Jayla a little over anxious that time. 7-5. Bramer with the set. That one, no touch, and out of bounds. Both officials looking at each other, questioning whether one of the Kimball Longhorns had got a hand on it. 7-6, back within one are the Kimball Longhorns. Bragg with the dig. They'll set it for Schmidt. Big swing, dug out. Here's Biesecker from the left side. Bramer finds Schultz, but can't clear the tape with that one. We're tied at 7. Callie was a little farther off the net than she really wanted to be. So tied up at 7. Callie with a good dig that time. Here's Faith Bramer across. Wynn sets it into the middle this time. Blocked by the Mustangs, and the lift is going to be called. Good attack that time by Emma Martin. It's 8-7. Kimball back in front by 1. Good serve that time. Bramer pops this one up. Callie Schultz, big swing, but well outside of the end line. So Jaden Paxton ready to serve it up with a 9-7 lead. Bramer sets it across for Schmidt. Had to readjust on that attack. Now here's Biesecker with a soft tip. Bramer is there. They'll set it for Faith Bramer off the blocker, and down it goes. Faith Bramer with the kill that time. The Mustangs back within 1. Callie Schultz back to serve. This is a very athletic Mustangs team trying to put all the pieces together. Not a good set that time. Schmidt pops this one up. Faith Bramer off the blocker. And now the free ball coming across to the Mustangs, but that's going to be well out of bounds. We are tied at 9. Kimball got out of system that time and couldn't find their way back. Callie Schultz puts it into play. The set off of the serve. Biesecker pushes it across. Here's Bramer. Schmidt from the right side, but arcs that one up and over beyond the end line. 10-9 Longhorns. So Biesecker back to serve. Level with the set. Now Level on the attack. Dug out by Greenwood. They'll come right back to Greenwood on the attack. Now back to Level. Biesecker with a dig this time. Into the middle for Martin. Blocked at the net by the Mustangs. Big double block. Faith Bramer right there in the middle, knocking it down. We're tied at 10. And now Faith Bramer back to serve. Lets this one fly. Wynn sets it in the middle for Martin. Over the top this time she goes. Bramer pops this one up and set across by Garrett. Left side for Greenwood. And the Mustangs can't quite handle that one. Kimball back in front, 11-10. A tight match the whole way. 1 point advantage for Kimball here. There's an overpass on the serve receive. Mustangs try to regroup here. The free ball across by Level. And misplayed that time by the libero, Anderson. Pulls the Mustangs back even at 11. So Grace Anderson into the lineup, and she will serve. And that one is in the net. Back to the other side. This will be Kirsten Anderson with the serve for Kimball. Grace sets it up for Sierra Garrett. Big swing that time, but dug out nicely. Not a good set, but somehow able to get it across the tape, and they're going to say that is 4 hits on the Mustangs. Mustangs scrambling, trying to keep that ball alive. 13-11 now. Kimball Longhorns with the lead. Grace Anderson sets it in the middle for Jayla Bramer, off the libero and out of bounds. Big swing that time for Jayla. Knocks it down. That's her second kill of the match. Back within 1. Now here's Key Level. He likes to serve from that left side of the court. Dug out and sent across. Anderson in the middle for Bramer again. Big swing off the block and down it goes. Jayla Bramer starting to find the range here in the first set, tied at 13. That serve is long. Greenwood ready to put it into play. 14-13. Grace tracks it down. Key Level slaps it across. Deep middle. The libero is there. Here's Biesecker on the attack. Off the blocker and out of bounds. And now a 2-point advantage for Kimball. Kimball doesn't do anything flashy. They just keep coming at you. They just keep hammering away. They don't make any big runs. They just are very, very consistent. Here's Jayla Bramer, and that attack is long and out of bounds. Jayla shuffled her feet, couldn't get to the spot she wanted to be in, and now a timeout called by the Mustangs. They trail at 16-13. Folks, be sure to say thank you to sponsors of today's action. And I'll tell you who those sponsors are in just a second here as soon as I get my phone opened up. Partner sponsors this season: Modern Farm Equipment, Hins Home Furnishings, Farmers Co-op, and Gordon Memorial Health Services. Also say thanks to the First National Bank of Gordon, Gordon True Value, Hub International in Rushville, Gardner Lautzenheiser and Ryan, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, and Strong Insurance. And don't forget the Sheridan County Journal-Star. It is your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. And, of course, the Journal-Star is available as an online edition. Check out the paper in full and glorious color, usually available in your inbox on Tuesday afternoon. Be in the know with the Sheridan County Journal-Star. Back to work here, Greenwood with the serve. Kimball with a 3-point advantage. Dug out by Schultz. Anderson pops it up. Here's Garrett. Drops that one to the floor nicely. Good kill by Sierra Garrett. That's her first of the match. And now Garrett will step back to serve. High arcing serve. Miscommunication that time, and that'll result in a point for the Mustangs. 4 hits for the Kimball Longhorns. The Mustangs down by 1. Wynn's going to set it left side for Biesecker. Had to reset on that. Set was a little bit behind her. Puts that one in the net. We are tied at 16. The timing is everything in this game, and off just a little bit there. Greenwood with the serve. Wynn pops that one up, and it'll be a free ball opportunity for the Mustangs. Grace Anderson, right side for Schultz. Now here's Biesecker, blocked at the net. Biesecker slaps it back across. Grace Anderson sets it up. Here's Faith Bramer. Too much follow through on that one. Put it right into the net. Tied at 17. Check that, 17-16. Kimball up by 1. And now we're tied at 17 after A misfire on the serve that time by Megan Spicer. Maddie Schmidt will check in for Grace Anderson, comes into that front row. Bramer back to serve. Jayla Bramer, that is. Tied at 17, first set. Greenwood sets it up from the back row to Biesecker. Jayla Bramer for Schultz. That one's misplayed that time and out of bounds, and the Mustangs out in front, 18-17. Been a long time since we've been able to save that. But the Mustangs with a 1-point advantage. Jayla Bramer back to serve. Lines it up and lets it go. Deep middle, confusion, and a 2-point advantage. Confusion in that back row between the libero Anderson and Greenwood on 2 consecutive plays, and you know exactly where this serve is going to go. Going to test him again. Anderson able to play that one cleanly this time. Wynn sends it across. Bramer sets it up. Here's Callie Schultz, blocked at the net. Mustangs can't dig it out. And Kimball with the point. And it's a 1-point advantage, 19-18. Back to serve, number 9, Jaden Paxton. As into the lineup comes Emma Martin for the Longhorns. Paxton puts it into play. Jayla Bramer had to reach up and poke that, but helped out the Mustangs were by Biesecker as she was in the net for the violation. Mustangs were in trouble there, but bailed out nicely. Now it's 20-18. The Mustangs with the serve. This is Callie Schultz. Down the right sideline. Not a good pass that time, and Schmidt not able to quite time that on the overpass and hit it into the net on her side. Eyes got big trying to slam that one to the floor and mistimed it just a little bit. 20-19. Sydney Biesecker back to serve. Deep serve and well beyond the end line with that one. And the Mustangs with a 2-point advantage now at 21-19. Bragg comes out. Garrett back into the front row for the Mustangs. And back to serve is Faith Bramer. Faith lets this one fly, but that one is wide of the sideline. 21-20. Madison Wynn will serve for Kimball. Mustangs lead by 1. High short serve that time. This will be a free ball coming across and drops in for the point. Martin and the rest of the crew in Longhorn red not sure what to do with that, and the Mustangs with a gift. 22-20. Grace Anderson comes in to replace Maddie Schmidt. Grace will step back to serve. Mustangs with a 2-point advantage late in this first set, 22-20. Sends it across. It'll be a free ball. No offense generated this time by the Longhorn offense. Here's Sierra Garrett over the top. She goes. Wynn with the set to the middle. Greenwood with the high free ball. Key Level sets it up. Garrett drops it across, and they'll give the pancake to the libero, but that is going to come down out of bounds. Nice job by Kirsten Anderson to get a hand underneath of that one, and they give her the pancake, they call it. Kept it alive, but out of bounds it goes, and the Mustangs lead it 23-20 late in this first set. So the Mustangs just 2 points away from taking this first set on a couple of great plays. As we said earlier, football season gets underway tomorrow night, and we will be there to have it all for you. 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Homecoming right off the bat for the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs as they take on the Chadron Cardinals. 7 o'clock game, and always fun to get that first football game under our belt. Kind of makes my world round again. And so be sure to join us tomorrow night. We'll have all the action here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Kimball quickly back out onto the floor. They're in a hole, 23-20. Mustangs with the serve. Grace Anderson trying to bring this one home for Gordon-Rushville. Gets the go-ahead from the up official and puts it into play. Deep middle serve. Wynn with the set. Greenwood on the attack. And the Mustangs are able to keep it alive. Free ball sent across by Bramer. Good free ball to that deep corner. Not a whole lot that Kimball's able to do with it. Results in a free ball coming back the other way. Mustangs into the middle for Jayla Bramer. Pushes it to the deep corner. Great defensive play that time by Kimball to keep it alive. Anderson with a back set for key level. She can't get to it. A little bit too deep. And it's 23-21. Grace Anderson tried that back set. Missed the mark by just a little bit. Still room to work here at 23-21. Kirsten Anderson back to serve for Kimball. Grace sets it for Garrett. Big swing beyond the end line. Out of bounds, 23-22. So the Mustangs not able to put Kimball away. Let them get back in it here. And a timeout called by Coach Campbell. 23-22. First set in this best-of-3 match. Again, we are not quite as prepared as we would like to be with our script and commercials and whatnot, but you folks get the idea. You know most of these great sponsors. You've heard them multiple times throughout the last several years. Glad to have all of them on board with us for another great season of Mustang volleyball. Both teams quickly back out onto the court. Mustangs lead it by 1. Kimball on a 2-0 run. They trailed 23-20. They've pulled it back within 1 here. Kirsten Anderson, the libero, with the serve here. Puts it into play. Anderson pops it up. Here's Garrett. Wynn sets it for Greenwood. Big swing through the block and down she goes. We are tied at 23. So the Mustangs had an advantage. They've let it slip away. Time to knuckle down here. Not a good serve receive, but there's Jayla Bramer. Big swing. Dug out nicely by Wynn that time, and free ball across to the Mustangs. Anderson with a quick set. But Greenwood was ready. Right back to Greenwood on the attack. And that is off of Schultz and out of bounds, and that'll be set point for the Kimball Longhorns. 4 straight points for Kimball. They now lead at 24-23. Well, I said Kimball doesn't ever make big runs, but they did when they needed to here. 4 in a row, and now set point. Mustangs trying to stay alive, but tied at 24 on the service error that time by Anderson as the streak comes to an end. And now key level back to serve. Front row for the Mustangs, Garrett, Schultz, and Jayla Bramer. Key puts it into play. High pass on the serve receive. Wynn pops it up. Not a whole lot to work with there. Mustangs with an opportunity here. Into the middle for Bramer. Through the block and down it goes. Jayla Bramer with another kill. And the Mustangs with the 1-point advantage. And now set point for the Mustangs. That is the 4th kill of the set for Jayla Bramer. 1 more here to put it away. And a timeout called by the down official. Wants to talk things over with the scorer's table. Checking the rotation for Kimball is what he's doing. Say, yep, everything is okay. All right. And away we go. 25-24. Key level with the serve. High arcing deep middle serve. Wynn with the back set for Greenwood. That one out of bounds. Mustangs take the first set. 26-24. Well, that's a good way to start the match for the Mustangs. We'll step aside for a word from one of our sponsors here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net.
Haynes Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you.
Oh,
they
yeah,
also
you gotta
offer
have
free
it
local
highlighted.
delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Haynes Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
We are just about ready to get this second set underway. Mustangs lead it 1-0. Grace Anderson back to start things off for the Mustangs here. Good serve that time by Grace Anderson. Lovell sets it for Jayla Bramer off the block. Down it goes. Point Mustangs. Jayla Bramer picks up where she left off. She had 4 kills in the first set. 1 for Sierra Garrett, 1 for Faith Bramer. And right off the bat, she's on the board again here in the second. Mustangs out in front, 1-0. Good serve that time. That's an ace for Grace Anderson. Second ace of the night for the Mustangs. And a 2-0 advantage. And another good serve. Grace really lighting it up. Here's Sierra Garrett with a big swing. Wynn sets it for Greenwood. That is off the block of the Mustangs, and down it goes. Bramer and Lovell were there, but not able to control it. Kimball on the board, 2-1. Wynn back to serve. Anderson sets it right side for Lovell. Now here's Martin, dug out by Beth Bragg. Good defensive job that time by Bragg. Here's Greenwood, big swing. Schultz is there. Long run for Anderson, and Mustangs able to keep that one alive. Don't know how they did it. Scrambling here are the Mustangs. Good job by Garrett to punch that one across. Now the overpass, slammed to the ground by Jayla Bramer. Finally a mistake made by the Kimball Longhorns. The Mustangs credit great athletic ability and defensive prowess that time, as they made a whole bunch of great plays on that rally to keep the ball alive. They get the point. It's 3-1, and now Key Lovell back to serve. Just in the net it goes. Trying to cut that one pretty thin, and just a little bit too thin. 3-2 now. Kirsten Anderson back to serve for the Kimball Longhorns. Callie Schultz came up, thought she should take it, decided not to at the last minute. Falls in for an ace by Anderson, tied at 3. Grace Anderson on the set for Bramer. Heads for that back corner, finds it, drops it in nicely. Jayla Bramer, 8 kills already. We are in the second set, just underway. It's 4-3. Faith Bramer now back into that front row for the Mustangs. Sierra Garrett back to serve. Wynn pops this one up. That one is off the top of the net, but kept it alive, and the free ball not gonna be there. Miscommunication, and Mustangs will give a point back to the Longhorns. We're tied at 4. Jenna Greenwood back to serve. Anderson sets it for Key Level out of the back row. Drops it down and finds the open spot. Kill for Level that time. That is her first of the match. And the Mustangs back in front 5-4. Now we've got a Kimball Longhorn injured on that play. I think that's Greenwood. Greenwood gets up. Not sure what exactly the problem is. Now the down ref's going to come over and talk to her, ask her if she is okay. She says yes. She seems to be holding her left wrist a little bit gingerly. Not sure what she did. Stays in the game. So Grace Anderson out. Maddie Schmidt comes into the Mustang lineup. Mustangs out in front 5-4. Jayla Bramer back to serve. Wynn sets it for Biesecker from the left side. That one's deep in the net. And the Mustangs out in front 6-4. Bramer ready to serve again. Deep serve that time. Greenwood plays it. Bad pass this time, and somebody's in the net. They're going to say one of the Mustangs was. Say Maddie Schmidt was the guilty party that time, 6-5. And now a substitute as Greenwood's going to come out of the lineup now for just a little bit as Bailey Bauer comes in for Kimball. After Greenwood went down on that serve attempt, she's going to have a seat. They're going to take a look at her there. And now coming in to serve is number 27. This is Desiree Nelson for the Kimball Longhorns. Mustangs lead at 6-5. Pace of play has slowed down considerably here in the last couple of minutes. Now Nelson puts that one firmly into the net, and the Mustangs back in front 7-5. Bauer will come back out, and right back in comes Megan Spicer. Callie Schultz ready to serve. Drops that one in nicely. Overpass on the serve receive. Maddie Schmidt turned around. And the Mustangs give one back, 7-6. Mustangs with an opportunity there, but couldn't capitalize on it. Now Martin back into the lineup for Kimball in place of libero Anderson. So here's Jayla Bramer. Maddie Schmidt on the attack that time. Now here is Wynn punching it across. Mustangs weren't ready for that. And we are tied at 7. Well, back to serve again, Jaden Paxton. Set tied at 7 apiece. Bramer able to tip that one back, but nobody home to help her out. The pass was way up at the net. Bramer was able to get to it, but not able to get it high enough to get any help. And so now Kimball back in front at 8-7. Another overpass on the serve receive. Here's Martin. Mustangs go to work. Here's Key Level. That one's tipped back. And that's going to be another point for the Kimball Longhorns. Well, the Mustangs out of sync here all of a sudden as they now trail it 9-7.
There is a new world out
I
there,
think we have time to do that.
revealing itself in unpredictable ways. A world that demands more from the land and those who grow, farm, and build on it. This new world calls for the ingenuity to get more out of it, while preserving as much as we can. After all, to stay ahead of tomorrow, we need to be equipped for it today.
Says 19. Nine to 7, Mustangs down by 2. Coming out of the timeout, trying to stop this little bit of momentum by the Kimball Longhorns. Back to serve for Kimball. Number 9 is Jaden Paxton. Paxton turns this one loose right into the net. Gets the Mustangs 1 point closer. It's 9 to 8. Garrett back in. Libero Bragg out. In the front row, it's Schmidt, Lovell, and Garrett. Back to serve is Faith Bramer. Good serve by Bramer that time. Free ball across to the Mustangs. Key Lovell on the attack off the top of the net, and that's going to be trouble for the Kimball Longhorns. We are tied at 9. Credit Lovell with kill number 2. Bramer back to serve again. Good serve. That's an ace for Faith Bramer. The third ace of the night for the Mustangs, and now out in front 10 to 9. Well, Mustangs out of that timeout. That was a very productive timeout as that one played out of the rafters and under the net. Mustangs now up by 2. This is a 4 or 5 point swing for Gordon-Rushville here. They were down 9 to 7. They now lead at 11-9. Deep middle serve. Wynn sets it up. Biesecker from the right side over the block. Jayla Bramer sets it up. Maddie Schmidt airmailed that one, talking to herself as she heads back to the net. Back within 1 come the Kimball Longhorns. And good to see number 21, Jenna Greenwood, back into that Kimball Longhorn lineup. 11-10, Mustangs out in front. Sydney Biesecker back to serve. And that was a good job by Sierra Garrett to save that one and send it across. Here's Bramer, got just enough. Not sure if it was a net violation. Either way, the ball hit the floor. Mustangs were going to get the point one way or the other. 12 to 10. Grace Anderson in for Maddie Schmidt, and Grace will step back to serve. Two-point advantage for Gordon-Rushville. Short serve that time. That's trouble. Free ball across and out of bounds. Now the Mustang lead has grown to 3. That pass a little too tight in the net. Nothing Wynn could do with that one. And it's 14 to 10. Timeout called by the Kimball Longhorns. Now the Mustangs on a 7-1 run here. They now lead at 14 to 10. In the second set, they lead it 1-0.
With the dawn of every new day come countless new demands. At New Holland, we know the value of reliable planting. That's why our P-Series air carts and drills give you precise control over your seeding, increasing accuracy and yield. When it comes time to harvest, the CR Series Combine offers superior quality, minimal grain loss, and increased visibility. Challenges will vary from day to day, but your answers to them won't. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
Out of the timeout we come. Mustangs out in front 14-10. Mustangs on a 7-1 run. Grace Anderson back to serve. Good serve that time by Anderson. Mustangs back to work quickly. Here's Key Level from the right side. That one is outside the line. And the run comes to an end. It's 14-11. Wynn back to serve. High short serve this time. Grace Anderson left side for Garrett. That one's picked up by Wynn. Free ball sent across to the Mustangs. Anderson in the middle for Jayla Bramer. That one's a little bit too long. No touch. Mustangs want a touch off of the blocker. And now they talk the officials into it. That was a long discussion with no words exchanged between the up and down ref. They finally decide that, yes, it was a touch. Give Jayla one more. That is number 8 on the night for her. 15-11. Key Level back to serve. Mustangs lobbied hard to get that call. Level serve wide. And the point right back to Kimball. 15-12. Second set in the second match of this triangular. Kimball able to defeat the hometown Hemingford Bobcats in the first match, 2-1. But they trail the Mustangs here 1-0. And trailing in the second set, 15-12. The Mustangs able to dig that one out. Schultz with the set across for Garrett, but nowhere to go with it. 4 hits for the Mustangs, and it's 15-13. Kirsten Anderson back to serve. She is the libero. Anderson in the middle for Bramer. They're going to say that one did make it across. Blocked back for the Mustangs. Overpass, slam to the floor. It goes by Sierra Garrett. She knew where she was going with that one. Kill number 2 on the night for Garrett, and it's 16-13. And now Sierra Garrett back to the back to serve. So now an explanation here to the Kimball coach. The Mustangs ready to serve it up. Here's Sierra Garrett. Mustangs lead 16-13. They go for Greenwood. Blocked at the net by the Mustangs. Joust there. And the Mustangs come out on top that time. 17-13. Garrett back to serve again. This will be a free ball opportunity for Gordon-Rushville. Grace Anderson with a quick tip. And tipped back the other way. Here's Schultz on the set. Jayla Bramer, big swing. Wynn is there to save it. And another free ball, but nobody home. 17-14. Mustangs were unprepared as that free ball came across right into the open space on the floor. So here's Jenna Greenwood, ready to serve, dribbles it off of her foot. She'll try that one again. And now can't take yourself too seriously. She got a good chuckle out of that one. Puts this one into play. Mustangs in trouble there. And another point for the Kimball Longhorns. 15-17. Kimball chipping away here. Grace Anderson tips that one across. Now here's Biesecker. Down the line, Beth Bragg with a great effort that time, but couldn't keep it in play. And now the lead is back to 1. It's 17-16. Jenna Greenwood puts it in play again. Good serve. Anderson pops it up for level, and she sends that one beyond the end line. We are tied at 17. The Mustangs had built an advantage, but that has evaporated now as we are tied at 17. Anderson with the set for Callie Schultz. She'll push it across with two hands. Now into the middle, and that one's blocked at the net by a pair of Bramers. Jayla and Faith both up there. They knock it down. Mustangs back in front. Schmidt comes in, Anderson to the bench, and Jayla Bramer back to serve. Mustangs out in front, 18-17. They'll set it for Biesecker, and misfires. Completely whiffed on that one, and the Mustangs by 2. Bramer again back there ready to put it in play. Good deep serve. That's off the jaw of Anderson. And that attempt at the kill by Paxton won't work. And the Mustangs now lead it 20-19. Timeout on the floor called by the Kimball Longhorns. The Mustangs able to come back and score a couple of points there, and trying to find my brain, some might say. Say thanks to sponsors of tonight's action. Partner sponsors Modern Farm Equipment, Hins Home Furnishings, Farmers Co-op, and Gordon Memorial Health Services. Other sponsors as well: the First National Bank of Gordon, Gordon True Value, Hub International, Gardner, Lautzenheiser and Ryan, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, and Strong Insurance. Mustangs with the 1-0 lead. If they can close this one out, they would win the match 2-0. 5 points away from that, but with just a 3-point lead, this thing is still far from over. Mustangs with the serve. Jayla Bramer on the floor for the Mustangs. Maddie Schmidt, Callie Schultz, and Faith Bramer in the front row. Key level Beth Bragg is the libero, and serving is Jayla Bramer. Deep serve by Bramer. Good job that time. They'll set it. But the Mustangs are there. And a free ball across by Gordon-Rushville. Not a good pass that time. In the middle they go. And that one just inside the end line. Well placed by Jaden Paxton. 20-18. Megan Spicer back to serve. 2-point advantage for Gordon-Rushville. Spicer serve just clears the net. Well done. Here's Callie Schultz. Good swing that time by Callie. They'll try Biesecker from that left side. That one is just long, and that is a break for the Mustangs. Nobody was there. Key level with no chance to get to it, but it's beyond the end line. 21-18, and Callie Schultz now back to serve. Deep serve. Here's Biesecker from the left side through the block. Schultz sets it up. Free ball across by Jayla Bramer. Wynn sets it in the middle this time. That ball is long and out of bounds. 22-18. Mustangs creeping ever closer. Callie Schultz ready to put it in play. 4-point advantage. Greenwood with the dig. The free ball across. Gordon-Rushville ready to go to work. Into the middle for Faith Bramer. Sends it across and down it goes. Faith Bramer with her second kill. 23-18. Mustangs with a 5-point cushion here. Wynn sets it for Biesecker, left side. Now back the other way. Bramer for level. Over the top. Greenwood can't play it cleanly. Down it goes. Kill for level. And this is match point for the Mustangs. 24-18. And the Mustang faithful off to our right start the clap. Biesecker through the block and down it goes. Defeated the block nicely that time, did Sydney Biesecker. 24-19, match point again. Martin back in for the libero. Anderson back to serve is Paxton. Paxton with a good serve that time. Jayla Bramer sets it up in the middle, not a good set. Faith Bramer punches it across and keeps it alive. That one is beyond the end line, and that will do it for the Mustangs. They take the second set 25-19, and they take the set, or the match, 2-0. So some unofficial totals. Kills and aces are all I'm really able to track, but on the match, Jayla Bramer with 8 kills unofficially, Sierra Garrett with 2, Key Lovell with 3, Faith Bramer with 2. Aces 1 apiece for Sierra Garrett, Faith Bramer, and Grace Anderson. So the Mustangs 1-0 so far on the night. Kimball will finish the triangular at 1-1 after they defeated the home Hemingford Bobcats. So we will take a few minutes to regroup and be ready for the Mustangs and the Bobcats here in a few minutes on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Well, we are on the clock, as they say, 15 minutes in the warm-ups before we get this final match of the Triangular underway between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the hometown Hemingford Bobcats. Both of these teams they are not both 1-0. The Mustangs 1-0 on the evening, and Hemingford 0-1 after falling to the Kimball Longhorns in the first match of the day, 2-1. We will step aside, run down and get some starting lineups for you, and be back with more volleyball action here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. So folks, say thanks to sponsors of today's action. Farmers Co-op is one of our new partner sponsors this year, and so very glad to have them on board. Hens Home Furnishings also is another one of our partner sponsors, and they have been longtime supporters of Mustang sporting events here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Other partner sponsors, Modern Farm Equipment and Gordon Memorial Health Services. Other sponsors, the First National Bank of Gordon, Gordon True Value, Hub International in Rushville, Gardner, Lautzenheiser and Ryan, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford of Rushville, and Strong Insurance. Just under 12 minutes to go before the opening serve between the Mustangs and the Bobcats here in the nightcap from Hemingford.
You're at brunch. You want to go sweet, but you also want savory. What do? You order the brunch explosion. Boom. It's the same thing as Aflac. All right, look, you have major medical insurance, but you also need to make sure your bases are covered. So if you get stuck with an unexpected medical bill and your regular insurance doesn't pay for everything, Aflac pays you cash to help you get through it.
Oh, that's what Aflac is.
That's what Aflac is.
Hens Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hens Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
There is a new world out there, revealing itself in unpredictable ways. A world that demands more from the land and those who grow, farm, and build on it. This new world calls for the ingenuity to get more out of it, while preserving as much as we can. After all, to stay ahead of tomorrow, we need to be equipped for it today.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams. First for the Hemingford Bobcats. Starters this evening, number 2, Lauren Gasling. Well, we can tell you just a little bit more about some of these folks. Lauren Gasling is a 6-foot senior, and she is a force regardless of where she is on the floor. Number 4 is Storm Jesperson, a 5-foot 5-inch junior. Number 7 is Kyla Walker. She is a 5-foot 6-inch sophomore. Number 9 is Caitlin Fritzler, a 5'6" junior. Number 17, Josie Stewart, a 5-foot 4-inch senior. And number 28, Mackenzie Glendy, a 5'11" senior. For the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs, Jayla Bramer, number 1, gets the start this afternoon. She is a sophomore. Number 4, Callie Schultz, the senior. Number 5, Sierra Garrett, she is a junior. Number 6, Key Lovell, a sophomore. Number 8, Faith Bramer, and she is a senior. And number 10, Grace Anderson, a junior. As we said earlier, the Mustangs took care of business in the first match that they played today, taking care of the Kimball Longhorns in 2 straight sets. Hemingford fell to those same Kimball Longhorns in 3 sets in the first match of the day. Just over 8 minutes left to go before we get back to volleyball action here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. 3 minutes and 15 seconds until we get this third match of the day underway from Hemingford between the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs and the Hemingford Bobcats. Let's run down through those starters one more time for you in case you missed them earlier. For the Bobcats, number 2, Lauren Gasling. Number 4, Storm Jesperson. Number 7, Kyla Walker. Number 9 is Caitlin Fritzler. Number 17, Josie Stewart. And number 28, Mackenzie Glendy. For the Mustangs, it'll be number 1, Jayla Bramer. Number 4, Callie Schultz. Number 5 is Sierra Garrett. Number 6 is Key Lovell. Number 8, Faith Bramer. And number 10, Grace Anderson. Sponsors tonight, the First National Bank of Gordon, Gordon True Value, Hub International, Gardner, Lautzenheiser and Ryan, Grocery Mart, Sides and Milburn Ford, and Strong Insurance. Also our partner sponsors this season, Modern Farm Equipment, Hins Home Furnishings, Farmers Co-op, and Gordon Memorial Health Services, along with the Sheridan County Journal-Star, your source for all the news that is news in Sheridan County. The Journal-Star is available as an online edition, and make sure you sign up for that and get all the news that is news in Sheridan County at your fingertips on your desktop, laptop, or mobile device, wherever you want to get it. It's there in full and glorious color, and it is a fantastic gift for your college student who is away from home. A great way for them to stay in the know with the goings-on back in Sheridan County. Well, 1 minute and 15 seconds as the clock winds its way down. We will get one last sip of Gatorade and be ready to call some great volleyball action here for you from Hemingford. After getting to preview the Hemingford Bobcats in that first match, the Mustangs will want to be very, very aware of where Lauren Gasling is, as well as Storm Jesperson, both of them very dangerous offensive weapons. At one point in one of the sets earlier, the Bobcats had 7 points, and 6 of those were on kills from Gasling. So she is a scoring machine, and they'll have to be ready to try and negate that scoring threat from her. Storm Jesperson also not afraid to wind up and take a swing. And so they will be a handful for the Mustangs as we get ready to start this match. And as we said earlier, our external microphone not working just real well tonight, and so we're not going to be able to hear what the public address announcer is saying as he introduces these folks, but we'll do it as we go here. Jayla Bramer, number 1. Callie Schultz, number 4. Sierra Garrett, number 5. Key Level, number 6. Faith Bramer, number 8. Grace Anderson, number 10. And the libero, wearing the pink jersey, number 16, is Beth Bragg. Mustangs coming off of the 2 straight set win over the Kimball Longhorns. And now the lineups for the Hemingford Bobcats. Number 2 is Lauren Gasling, a 6-foot senior. Number 4 is Storm Jesperson. She is a junior. Number 7 is Kyla Walker. Number 9 is Caitlin Fritzler. Number 17, the setter, Josie Stewart. And number 28, Mackenzie Glendy. The libero is number 18, Mackenzie Chancellor. Ready to get things underway from Hemingford. Great to be back in the swing of the fall sports season, and this is always a great place to start at here from Hemingford. Fantastic internet service, great hospitality, always fun to come down here and get things started, and always as well great competition to go along with that. So ready for the nightcap here. Mustangs and Bobcats. Bobcats in the red tops, Mustangs in the white. Bobcats will have the serve to start things off. as that'll be Storm Jesperson back to serve. Lineup checks are done. Faith Bramer comes out, Beth Bragg comes in as the libero in that back row. Jesperson has the ball. One final lineup check by the down official. Libero switch for the Bobcats as well. And we are underway from Hemingford. Jesperson puts it into play. Key Level sends the free ball across. They'll set it up in the middle. The Mustangs are there. Level with the free ball across. Neither team able to get a whole lot going on offense in the early going here. There's Gasling. Now they'll set it for Level. Big swing that time, but the libero is there to scoop it up. Here's Gasling from the left side, but sends that one long and out of bounds. The Mustangs with the quick 1-0 lead. Grace Anderson back to serve for Gordon-Rushville to start things off. Good serve by Anderson, and that is an ace, and that is a great way to start things off for the Mustangs. 2-0 in favor of Gordon-Rushville. Another good one by Grace Anderson. Here's Gasling from the left side, through the block and down. And did it just right. Took enough of it off that it dropped in behind those blockers. And the kill for Gasling makes it 2-1. Now back to serve is Walker. They'll set it in the middle for Jayla Bramer. Tried to get it down below the block of Gasling. That was unsuccessful. And we're tied at 2. Gasling at 6 foot is an imposing figure when she gets up there at the net. Good pass by Bramer that time into the middle, or excuse me, by Bragg. Jayla Bramer with the kill and the smash. Knocks that one down. Mustangs back in front, 3-2. Couldn't have set that one up there any more perfect for her if you'd have tried. And here is Key Level on the serve. That one just long, tied at 3. And now a substitution as Fritzler comes out, Glendy into the front row. Anderson sets it up for Garrett. Garrett down the line. That is a winner for the Mustangs. Sierra Garrett with her first kill. Took it down the line. Chancellor had no chance of getting to it. And now here's Garrett on the serve. Glendy with the set. Nice job that time by Jesperson to get it across. Here's Faith Bramer. Stewart with the set. Here's Gasling, big swing. Mustangs got enough on the block to slow it down. Jayla Bramer with a good swing that time. Right back to Gasling, and that's just inside the line. Good placement that time by Lauren Gasling. Coming down that left sideline and dropped it just inside. Tied at 4, and now Gasling back to serve. Key Level from the back row, but that one is long. And now the Bobcats in front, 5-4. And that'll be an ace by Gasling. Lauren Gasling with 2 kills and an ace so far in this first set, and now a 2-point Bobcat advantage. Jayla Bramer couldn't get out of the way of Grace Anderson, falls to the floor. It's 7-4. Anderson sets it left side for Faith Bramer this time. That one well outside, and it'll be a free ball across, but not across. Into the net it goes from Chancellor, and the Mustangs stop the damage. It's 7-5. Maddie Schmidt comes in. Grace Anderson out. Jayla Bramer back to serve. Bramer down the line, but just wide. Service error for Jayla. It's now 8-5, and now Stewart back to serve. Faith Bramer on the attack. Right between Chancellor and Gasling in that back row for the kill. 8-6. Mustangs trail by 2. Callie Schultz back to serve. Here comes Jesperson. Off speed over those blockers. Drops it in for the point. It's 9-6. Chancellor out. Fritzler back into the front row for the Bobcats. Glendy back to serve. Key level. There's an overpass. Mustangs ready to go to work. Bramer with the set. There's Schmidt. Up into the rafters and down it goes. Give Maddie Schmidt the kill. 9-7. Mustangs still trail by 2. And now Faith Bramer back to serve. Good serve that time by Faith Bramer. Overpass tipped down. Hemingford able to control it. Send the free ball across. Key level on the attack. Drops it over the blockers and in for the kill. 5 kills by the Mustangs in this first set. Nobody with more than 1. 9-8. Mustangs trail by 1. Would call that a balanced attack. Here is Faith Bramer on the serve. And that's going to be a double contact called on Stewart. And we're tied at 9. Faith Bramer lines it up. And puts it into play. And that is a bad pass on the serve receive. Ace serve for Faith Bramer, her first of the match. And the Mustangs now out in front at 10-9. Deep serve that time by Bramer that time. She got all of that one. We're tied at 10. Well, this will be Storm Jesperson back to serve. Jayla Bramer sets it up for Garrett. That one is beyond the end line. Garrett had to reach back behind just a little bit. Caused that ball to sail beyond the end line, and now the Mustangs trail 11-10. Free ball across by Jayla Bramer. They'll set it for Gasling. Off the block. Bramer is there, sets it across. Garrett down the sideline and just falls in for the kill. Sierra Garrett, second kill of the match. We're tied at 11. Schmidt comes out. Grace Anderson comes in. She'll step back to serve. Well, here's Gasling off the tape. Bragg can't control it. Third kill for Gasling and a 1-point Bobcat advantage at 12-11. Short serve that time. Into the middle for Jayla Bramer. Off the block and down. Tooled the block of Gasling. Defeated at that time. Second kill for Jayla Bramer. And that's an interesting matchup to watch. Bramer against Gasling. Jayla got the better of it that time. Tied at 12. Key level to serve. High, deep serve. Pass tight to the net. Slammed down by Garrett, I think is who that is over there. And a free ball across to the Mustangs. Back set for Callie Schultz. And then ball hanging up above the net. Lauren Gasling puts it down. That is number 4 for her, 13-12. Well, this will be Chancellor back to serve. Bobcats by 1. That one is out of bounds. Long. Tied at 13. Faith Bramer back in. Bragg to the bench. Sierra Garrett back to do the serving. Chancellor will have to set this one up. Jesperson sends it across. Across for Faith Bramer. Big swing. Free ball back to the Mustangs again. In the middle they go for Jayla Bramer. Not a good set that time. Jayla couldn't get to it. Blocked at the net by Gasling. And it's 14-13. Gasling back to serve. Gasling is trouble at the net, but she's a dangerous server as well. Sent across by Bragg, the libero. Bragg with the dig. Now here's Faith Bramer, able to punch that one over, and that'll be 4 hits. Mustangs will get the point. Actually, they're going to call a lift, but Mustangs even it up at 14. Jayla Bramer back to serve. Stewart with a quick tip across, but the Mustangs were ready. Quick tip back the other way by Schmidt. Here's Jesperson off the block, punched back across. Gasling sets it. Now here's Jesperson. Somebody's in the net. They're going to say the Mustangs were. I think that was Maddie Schmidt who was in the net that time. And Hemingford back out in front, 15-14. So this is Stewart to serve. And that is Schultz. Can't quite get it over the net. And down for a Bobcat point, 16-14. That one in the net. Service error for the Bobcats there. And that'll put Callie Schultz back to serve. They'll set it left side for Jesperson. Blocked at the net. Mustangs able to keep it alive, and it falls on the Hemingford side. Sometimes luck plays a part. It sure did that time. Tied at 16. Good quick hands by the Mustangs at the net. An errant pass that time. And now that one is trouble in the net, and a point for the Bobcats. Well, Fritzler ready to come back in for Chancellor in that Bobcat lineup. Key level from the left side. That one is well wide of the mark. And that lead jumps back to 2 at 18-16. And we got a timeout on the floor called by Coach Campbell of the Mustangs. First set action, 18-16. Hemingford Bobcats out in front.
You okay?
What happened?
Dad kind of walked into my swing.
Huh?
Don't you mean Dad kind of ruined our Hawaii fund?
Ah!
Ooh.
I should go to the hospital.
There goes the airfare. I don't think health insurance will cover all of that.
That's my face.
Without that cash from
Aflac!
we might have to choose between Hawaii or your face.
Hawaii.
What?
Oh, Hawaii.
You might have less coverage than you think. Visit Aflac.com and keep your lifestyle healthy.
Aflac! (18-16). Mackenzie Glendy back to serve for the Bobcats. And that one doesn't even get to the net. And back to a 1-point advantage. Faith Bramer back to serve. Front row for the Mustangs. Garrett, Lovell, and Schmidt. Good serve. That is an ace for Faith Bramer. Her second of the set. Ties it at 18. That one absolutely handcuffed Lauren Gasling. Gasling will set this one up. That one slapped across. And the free ball across by Schmidt. Here's Jesperson on the attack. And now Lovell tips it over the blockers, but Stewart is there. And then a 2-hit violation on the Bobcats again. And the Mustangs out in front, 19-18. 3-0 swing here for the Mustangs, as they now have the lead by 1. Gasling with a big swing and finds the floor with that one. That is 5 for her in the set. Ties it up at 19. Jesperson to serve. Jayla Bramer pops it up. Here's Key Lovell. Chancellor is there. That one, they're going to call a lift. I could have swore that hit the antenna. They're going to, yes, the what's the term for that person down there, Berkeley? The line judge. Line judge said, yes, it did hit the antenna. That is a Mustang point. And so that ties it at 19, and Grace Anderson back to serve. Now they're going to come over and double check the score here, make sure everything is right and correct, and it is. 20-19, Mustangs now in front by 1. Grace Anderson will serve it up. Drops that one in, good serve that time. That one just inside the line, nice attack that time by Kyla Walker, ties it at 20. Well, it has been close the entire way between these two teams. Tied at 20. And another service error by the Bobcats. I don't keep track of those, but they've had several in this first set. Mustangs now with the advantage, 21-20. Key Lovell back to serve. Slam to the floor, and out of bounds it goes. That's Jayla Bramer once more. 3 kills for her. 22-20 Mustangs with a 2-point advantage, and the Hemingford Bobcats want to talk this over. Mustangs out in front by 2.
When you go to a doctor or hospital, your insurance company pays for this much. The rest is on you. So if these are the savings you'll dip into while you're out of work, Aflac can help. Helps to cover the stuff that isn't covered by your regular insurance, so your bills won't be totally bananas.
Oh, that's what Aflac is.
Apply during your company's annual open enrollment. Stock up on benefits, you're set for the year.
Thanks to our broadcast crew here tonight. Berkeley Haig, our broadcast engineer, running the scoreboard and the commercials for us, keeping that thing all lined out. Gene Anderson behind the camera tonight, and myself, Clint Anderson, bringing you some fantastic volleyball action here from Hemingford. The Mustangs up by 2. Key Level back to serve. Out of the timeout by the Bobcats. Down the line, good serve. That's an ace by Key Level. Just what the doctor ordered. That is 4 aces on the match so far in this set by the Mustangs. 23-20. 3-point advantage for Gordon-Rushville. Level back to serve again. She'll try that. Went to the well one too many times. That one sails wide. 23-21. Now Chancellor back to serve. Fritzler comes out. Glendy back in for the Bobcats. A little bit of an overpass that time. And then the pass out of bounds. And now the Bobcats back within 1, 23-22. Grace Anderson sets it up for Sierra Garrett. And here's Gasling, off balance shot. Beth Bragg will set it up. And Jayla Bramer and Key Level couldn't decide who was going to take it. We are tied at 23, so that 3-point advantage for the Mustangs has disappeared, tied at 23. Anderson sets it across for Garrett. Big swing through the block. Dug out nicely there, but into the net by Glendy. And the Mustangs now will be facing set point, 24-23. Back to serve is Garrett. Into the front row comes Faith Bramer, Jayla Bramer, and Callie Schultz up there as well. Good serve. This will be a free ball. No, it will not. Hits the floor. The Mustangs take the first set, 25-23. Well, that was a close set the entire way, folks. Well played and very, very exciting. We'll take a short break here. Be back with second set action. Mustangs out in front, 1-0 here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net. Ready to get the second set underway. Unofficial scoring totals from the first set for the Bobcats. 5 kills from Lauren Gasling, 1 from Storm Jesperson. Mustangs with an extremely balanced attack. Jayla Bramer with 3. Sierra Garrett with 2. Maddie Schmidt with 1. Key Level with 1. And Faith Bramer also with 1 kill for the Mustangs. Also for the Mustangs, important part there, 4 aces for the Mustangs in that first set. 1 by Key Level, 2 from Faith Bramer, and 1 from Grace Anderson. Well, Mustangs will have the serve to start the second set. Grace Anderson back there. Bragg subs in for Faith Bramer. And we are ready to go. Stewart pops it up. That attack over the blockers, but that one is going to find its way home. Beth Bragg with a great save all the way across. Give her the kill. Well done, Beth Bragg. 1-0. Mustangs out in front early. That one over the net and out of bounds. Mustangs lead it 2-0. Now the overpass set up nicely for Jayla Bramer, and she didn't let it go to waste. And that one in the net by Anderson, 2-1. Now Jesperson back to serve for Hemingford. Long run for Grace Anderson, sets it up for Garrett. And that one into the back row and finds its way home for Lauren Gasling. Her 6th kill of the match. Tied at 2. Jesperson puts it into play. Anderson sets it up for Garrett. Drops it in for another kill. Sierra Garrett, that is her 3rd, and a Mustang lead of 3-2. Key Level back to serve. Well, there are a lot of players on this Mustang team that know what to do with that ball. And that serve is in the net by Level. But they've got a lot of different players that can hurt you on the attack. Tied at 3. Kyla Walker back to serve. Anderson pops it up. Here's Garrett. Walker able to get a little bit of that one. Here's Anderson back to Garrett. And that one is off of Jesperson and down for the kill. 4-3, Mustangs back in front. Faith Bramer back in there into the front row. Good serve that time. Trouble here. And the free ball won't make it across. Mustangs with a 2-point advantage at 5-3. Garrett goes deep corner with that serve. Cross for Gasling. Blocked at the net and out of bounds. We're going to say yes, indeed it was off of the Mustangs. So Chancellor back to serve. Mustangs lead 5-4. Jayla Bramer from the middle there. Now back to Gasling. Blocked at the net that time by the Mustangs. Off-speed shot over the blockers. Back to Schultz. And pass over the top to the Mustangs. Here's Grace Anderson setting it. This is Faith Bramer off the libero and out of bounds. Kill for Faith Bramer. That is her 2nd of the match. 6-4. Schmidt comes in. Grace Anderson to the bench. And Jayla Bramer back to serve. Two-point advantage for the Mustangs early going in the second set. Stewart sets it behind her for Gasling. Blocked back across. Great block that time by Callie Schultz. How did she get up there and knock that one back? 7-4. Callie Schultz, every bit of 5'3" or 5'4" maybe, stuffed the 6-foot Gasling. Gasling has that one rejected at the net. And rejected again by Faith Bramer. 2 blocks on that rally by Faith Bramer, and the Mustangs now 8-4. Mustangs with a good run here behind the serving of Jayla Bramer. And that one slapped beyond the end line, and the run continues. Now 9-4 Mustangs. Timeout going to be called by the Bobcats. Mustangs out in front, 9-4. Folks, don't forget to say thanks to sponsors of today's action. We say it a lot during the course of the season, but we can't do this without the support of these sponsors. And if you'd like to get in on the action and sponsor some of these games yourself, feel free to do that. We'd love to have you along for the ride. Partner sponsors: Modern Farm Equipment, Hins Home Furnishings, Farmers Co-op, and Gordon Memorial Health Services. Also, Strong Insurance, Sides and Milburn Ford, Grocery Mart, Gardner, Lautzenheiser, and Ryan, Hub International, Gordon True Value, and the First National Bank of Gordon. All of these folks understand the importance of supporting the young folks at Gordon-Rushville, and glad to have them along with us for another season of Mustang volleyball, football, and everything else as we work our way through the fall sports season. We got a full slate of volleyball games. We're also planning to bring you every football game as well. We got some long road trips to make this season. We'll plan to bring them all to you. 9-4, Mustangs lead it by 5. Jayla Bramer back to serve. Sends it across, and another good serve that time. Stewart has to make a long run for it. The free ball sent across. Schmidt with the set across for Callie Schultz off the libero, and down it goes. Callie Schultz having a good set here. Give her the kill that time. She's got a big block to go along with it. And now a 10-4 lead for the Mustangs. And now the Bobcat making his appearance over on the far side of the court. Here's Jayla Bramer. I didn't keep track of where this run started, but the Mustangs are on a roll as there's a hitting error by Gasling. And the lead is now 11-4. I never was very good at math. 11-4, Mustangs out in front. And that will finally end the run as Jayla Bramer puts it in the net on the serve that time. But it is an 11-5 lead now for the Mustangs. The damage has been done. And now Lauren Gasling steps back to serve. Bramer sets this one up for Schultz. Over the top she goes. Stewart sets it for Jesperson. That one's off the hands of Bramer and out of bounds. The kill for Jesperson that time. 11-6. Jayla Bramer sets it up softly for Schultz in the net. Schultz couldn't get there quite quick enough. And now the lead is 4. Gasling into the net. Service errors have been a problem for the Bobcats so far this evening. 12-7. Callie Schultz back to serve. And there's a miss hit that time by Stewart. 13-7. Well, Schultz back to serve again. They'll try Jesperson from the left side. Launches that one beyond the end line. And now the lead is back to 7. The Mustangs really starting to assert themselves midway through this second set. And they are picking on that libero on the serve on a really consistent basis. There's Key Level over the top, dug out nicely by Gasling. Jesperson on the attack, blocked by the Mustangs. A lift going to be called there. Maddie Schmidt trying to keep that ball above the net. Going to be called for the lift. 14-8. And now Stewart back to serve for the Bobcats. Jayla Bramer sets it up. Here's Key Level on the attack. Gasling's there with the dig. Into the middle, that's Faith Bramer. Mistimed that one, put it into the net. And it's 14-9. Stewart back to serve again. Bramer sets it for Schmidt. Off the blocker and down it goes. Kill for Maddie Schmidt. Her second of the match. The lead is back to 6. Faith Bramer will serve. And a free ball across to the Mustangs. And a free ball back the other way, not able to take advantage of it. Here's Jesperson tight to the net, slammed down by Schmidt. Maddie Schmidt wondering if maybe she had got a little overly aggressive that time, but give her credit, 16-9. And another serve for Faith Bramer. Jesperson blocked at the net, and the lift is going to be called, or 2 hits. Either way, it's a Mustang point, 19-7, and the Mustangs threatening to just run completely away from Hemingford here in this second set. Deep serve that time by Bramer. Here's Gasling from the back row. Schmidt pops it up. Here's Key Level. Through the blocker and off of Walker out of bounds. Another Mustang point, and the second timeout going to be called by Hemingford, trying to stop the bleeding here. It's 18-9. Mustangs firmly in control.
Hin's Home Furnishings of Gordon has a great selection of flooring, sofas, recliners, mattresses, tables, appliances, and much more. Even if you don't see it, they can get it for you. They also offer free local delivery. Check out their holiday recliner sale going on now. Remember, every dollar you spend locally keeps money in our community. Hin's Home Furnishings is located at 122 North Main Street in Gordon. Give them a call at 308-282-0464.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, homecoming football action. Gordon-Rushville Mustangs hosting the rival Shadron Cardinals in the first game of the season. Always a good one when those two teams get together. If you remember a year ago, it was the Fog Bowl. Couldn't see all the way across the field by the end of the second half. Was a great game. The Mustangs came up just short. But we will have all the action for you on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Faith Bramer puts it into play. Tight to the net on that set. And into the net go the Bobcats, and the Mustangs now with a commanding 10-point lead at 19-9. Yes, our broadcast engineer, Miss Berkeley Haig, the lovely and talented, up for Homecoming Queen. So be sure to tune in. We'll have all of the coronation festivities for you at halftime. That one blocked at the net by the Mustangs again. Maddie Schmidt doing the damage, 20-9. And the Mustangs are on cruise control now. And an ace by Faith Bramer. That is ace number 3 on the night for Faith. And it is so good to see her back in a Mustang uniform. Missed the entire last season, all the sports. And so very glad to have her back a part of the Mustang sports team again this year. Jayla Bramer pops this one up. Maddie Schmidt, that was kind of a team effort. Schmidt and Garrett, not sure who to give that kill to. I think Garrett got to it first. That's number 5 on the night for her, 22-9. And the Mustangs are having their way now. Deep serve finally ends the streak. Faith comes out. Beth Bragg comes in 22-10. As this will be Mackenzie Glendy back to serve for Hemingford. Faith Bramer sets it up. Sierra Garrett finds the corner. Well struck that time. That is number 6 on the night for Garrett. Anderson in for Maddie Schmidt. And Grace Anderson back to serve, 23-10. They'll try the left side. Mustang block is there. Here's Garrett, big swing, but that one is too long. And our next Mustang volleyball broadcast will be September 6th when the Mustangs host Bayard. That is a home game. We will have it for you here on Sheridan County Journal Star. .net, and that is September 6th. The Mustangs host the Bayard Tigers. They'll set it for Garrett that time, but mistimed and in the net, 23-12. That a very good serve. Would have been right on the line. The Mustangs can't handle it. That is an ace for Storm Jesperson. And it's 23-13. Mustangs losing a little bit of focus here after that long run. And a bad pass that time by Bragg into the net. And it's 23-14. Coach Campbell trying to let these young Mustangs work through it. And with a 9-point advantage, she can afford to do that for a little bit yet. Anderson sets it up. Garrett sends that one long. And the Mustangs all of a sudden completely out of sync, and that'll be a timeout called by Coach Campbell. 23-15. Mustangs will talk this one over for just a bit.
With the dawn of every new day come countless new demands. At New Holland, we know the value of reliable planting. That's why our P-Series air carts and drills give you precise control over your seeding, increasing accuracy and yield. When it comes time to harvest, the CR Series Combine offers superior quality, minimal grain loss, and increased visibility. Challenges will vary from day to day, but your answers to them won't. New Holland, equipped for a new world.
To 15. Mustangs out in front trying to stop a Hemingford Bobcat run here. Storm Jesperson with the serve. And here's Garrett on the attack. That one just on the line, says the line judge. Very, very close. Give Sierra Garrett number 7 on the match. And that brings up match point for the Mustangs, 24-15. Absolutely zero room for error now for the Hemingford Bobcats. Key Level serves it up. They'll go across to Gasling. Dug out by Bragg, sent all the way across. They'll set Gasling again. And dug out and all the way across again. Back to Gasling. Why not? Here's Beth Bragg with the dig. Mustangs, not a great set that time. Garrett can't get to it. And it's 24-16. Lauren Gasling with 3 good swings that time. And now here's Walker on the serve. Jayla Bramer able to dig that one out and get it across. It falls into the open spot. Great court awareness that time by the Bobcats. Mustangs were not ready for that ball to come back over that quick. And now it's a 7-point advantage for the Mustangs, 24-17. Walker to serve. Still match point. Anderson sets it up. Here's Garrett. That one's in the net. Well, the Mustangs really not nearly as sharp and focused as they were 5 minutes ago. having trouble finishing this one off. Now it's a 6-point advantage. That one drops in. And a free ball across. Mustangs just out of sync here, and that is going to be a tough one to recover from. And the Mustangs will take the second set 25-18. Not without a little bit of drama at the end. 2 straight sets for the Mustangs, 25-23 and 25-18. They finished the triangular at 2-0. Straight set wins over Kimball and over the hometown Hemingford Bobcats. The Mustangs finished the evening 2-0. Congratulations to the Gordon-Rushville Mustangs. Well, folks, make sure you tune in tomorrow night and join us at 7 o'clock for the football action between the Mustangs and the Chadron Cardinals. For Berkeley Haig and Gene Anderson, I'm Clint Anderson, and we will see you tomorrow night here on SheridanCountyJournalStar.net.